Well, I'm not going to relitigate the case. I will try to talk about looking forward as to what I think the impact will be. And I guess I'm going to be the minority opinion on this. And the answer is not much. It's not going to have much impact going forward on who gets the vote or election administration or how the districts look. For the, for the last 30 years, not based upon a statistical analysis of the number of pre-clearance, but the real impact of Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act is in the area of redistricting. All the other impacts in the last 30 years are on the margins. Section 5 is about drawing representational districts. That's it. First thing to remember, with the exception of Texas, Texas is exceptional in every way. With the exception of Texas, and unless something strange happens in Arizona in the litigation, we're not going to see any new lines drawn, or at least very few new lines drawn between now and 8 years from now. And 8 years from now is a long way away. My crystal ball isn't real clear about what's going to be going on then. But I would suggest to you that if you actually look at how lines are drawn nationwide, the difference between how lines are drawn in uncovered jurisdictions and how lines are drawn in covered jurisdictions just isn't very much. I represent both of them. How do you draw districts now? It's no big secret. You sit and you look at the map and you draw the minority districts first. Doesn't matter whether it's a covered jurisdiction or a jurisdiction that simply has to deal with Section 2. The line drawing process is the same. I would suggest to you, looking at Ohio versus South Carolina, the actual construction of the districts isn't much different. How you look at it from a line drawing pencil to paper, shows you that I'm a very old person. The notion somebody would put a pencil on a piece of paper to draw a plan, of course, that's not how it happened, isn't very much. So the likely impact of this isn't much going forward. And I would also suggest to you that the little piece that you might say, oh, voter ID. Well, of course, you have to, voter ID has a lot of different meanings, some of which I think indisputably nobody has a problem with, some of which people do have problems with. My view, which of course makes very unhappy with on both sides of the aisle on this, is that no matter how you look at voter IDs, except in some extreme cases, has little or no impact actually on who votes. You might come up with a statistical analysis where you can figure out some way where it might vote. And cloistered nuns might have a problem voting on occasion. But an actual effect on the election process, except in some extreme cases, the answer to that is no. And in extreme cases, we have Section 2 that will deal with those.